Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, jueves el 2 de febrero. No homework was due for today. You do have homework for the weekend. It is guided workbook pages 83 and 84, página 83 y 84, and también core workbook pages 44. Daily objective for today is to continue our conversation from last class, practicing using the preterite past tense to talk about past actions or events. Your warm-up for today, ¿qué hiciste durante las vacaciones? So you're actually going to take a look at the warm-up that you did at the very beginning of the semester, and I want you to transcribe or change your responses so that they read in the past tense. When you did this a few weeks back, you guys used the present tense, because that's all we knew at that point. Now what you're going to be doing is using the past tense endings that we reviewed last class to share three things you did during winter break. For example, yo pasé mucho tiempo con mi familia en casa. Pasar is the verb to spend. To spend time, it's an AR verb, and I'm talking about myself in the yo form, so that's how I get pasé. Take off the AR and put the E with an accent ending that's used in the yo form. Yo miré muchas películas al cine. Watched a lot of movies at the movie theater. Mirar is to watch. Just like how I conjugated pasar, remove the AR and add the E ending with an accent. Yo recibí muchos regalos de familia y amigos. I received a lot of gifts from family and friends. Recibir is an IR verb, and that's why I'm using different endings than the ones for different than the ones for AR verbs. Take off the IR and recibir and put an I with an accent, and you get recibí. So I answer that question, ¿qué hiciste durante las vacaciones de verano? What did you do during the winter break? We'll review the notes from last class, the PowerPoint, and the notes on the preterite, simple past tense. Then we'll have a reading that we'll take a look at on pages 112 and 113. The reading is called Los Textiles y el Cuero. Textiles and leather. So we have a reading on different fabrics, lana, algodón, cuero, wool, cotton, leather. Son productos que los indígenas de las Américas usaban. They are products that the indigenous or native populations of the Americas used to use before the arrival of the Spanish conquistadores, antes de la llegada de los españoles. Read the chronological line or timeline sobre estos productos y contesta las preguntas. Read the timeline about these products and answer the questions that are outlined on page 113. 113, let's take a look at those. ¿Qué cosa usaron los indígenas precolombinos para hacer sus telas? What thing did the pre-Columbian, so pre-Columbian meaning the folks before the arrival of Christopher Columbus, right? What did the indigenous populations use to make their fabrics? ¿Qué cosa? What thing? We're looking for that invention or that method somewhere in the timeline here. Number 2, ¿de qué estaban hechas? What were they made of? The fabrics. So that's the second part of number 1. ¿De qué estaban hechas? What were they made of? So we're looking for a material, right? Like lana, like algodón, like cuero. Number 2, ¿cuándo empezaron a usar los indígenas la lana de oveja en sus telas tradicionales? When? ¿Cuándo? When did the indigenous people begin to use? Empezaron a usar. When did the indigenous begin to use wool from sheep, oveja is sheep, in their traditional fabrics? So we're looking for a date, yeah? a year. Express that year in Spanish as a full complete number. And then, ¿de dónde vino? ¿De dónde vino esta lana? Where did this wool come from? We're looking for an origin, yeah? A place. Finally, number 3, ¿quién inventó la desmotadora de algodón? Who invented the cotton gin? Looking for a person for number 3. And ¿cómo cambió esta invención la industria del algodón? How did this invention change the industry of cotton? We're looking to paraphrase a description from the reading that gives us that answer. All right, after we do that reading, we'll go ahead and take a look at your homework. Watch this video for instructions on how to complete that assignment. We'll spend the rest of class beginning that homework, and whatever you guys don't finish is for homework to complete by next week. That's core workbook pages 83 and 84 and core work page 44. Watch this video here to get more guidance on how to complete that assignment. And that is your homework for today, muchachos. Que tengan un buen fin de semana. Adiós.